Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here with another episode of Front Office Football 7. So, Jared Allen, hyperextended knee, he's out. So, we took him out. Cornelius Washington is going to be taken off the inactive list. He's going to be activated. Artie Fletcher is going to be starting. Cornelius Washington is going to back him up. We'll also put Luther Sessions on the inactive, and we activated Shea McClellan. So we're going to have him in reserve. He is injured. He does have a sprained LCL, but we are going to keep him in reserve per se. So for base defense, he's not in here, but in case shit happens, he can come in and play. So we've taken him off the special teams as well, so he doesn't get caught playing there. So best possession quarterbacks. Obviously, we're not in it. Quarterback comparison. Breeze is out. So Cutler's about halfway through because he's 6-6. Green page, Kyle Fuller, Ego Ferguson still. Ego Ferguson took over the starting position from Stephen Paella. So I think we're good. We're gonna look at not the team summary, but scouting report. So Dallas Cowboys. Their inside linebacker is questionable, but still Sean Lee, so it's their backup. Josh Morgan. That means Terrence Williams is going to be playing, I believe, instead. Nope, he'll be backing up those two. Brandon Carr is doubtful, so we're going to be messing with Tyler Patman, since Carr is not going to be playing. Frederick is probable, so he'll be playing. Joseph Randall's out, but they got DeMarco Murray, so they're mostly intact. Can maybe victimize one side of their entire line. When it comes to defense, I mean, the free safety here is weak. The right cornerback is weak. Justin Durant is not the player he used to be. But Bruce Carter is going to be an issue. I think Bruce Carter is going to be all over the place. So, offensive rushing, they got 900 yards. Defense, they've given up 1,500. So it looks like we're going to be running a lot this game. They've passed for 3,500. They've given up 3,000. So I think this is going to be a big offensive game. So say Romo statistically has had a better time than Cutler, so that's true. DeMarco Murray, this one, I don't know. Receiver, so it's because all they have is Des Bryant, and we have Marshall and Jeffrey. Offensive line, debatable, but they got some good offensive linemen. Defensive line is about the same. Debatable, I would say the Cowboys is better. They have better linebackers, yes, it's true. We have a better secondary, yes, even if they were healthy. They have better special teams. I guess that would be true. We have better corners. Obviously, receivers against their corners. They have better blockers than my front seven, but we have better blockers than our front seven. So we're playing a game that has a team that is statistically a little bit better than half scoring, but they're all in passing. They haven't really ran a lot, but then again, they haven't played our defense. So let's watch Let's see if we technically explode here and get stomped. So, they have elected to receive first. So, there's one to Des Bryant for 28 yards. Here is one to Des Bryant for 7 yards. Here's one to DeMarco Murray for 27 yards. Here's Des Bryant for 11. Here's DeMarco Murray for 1. So it's second and 6. Second goal, technically. There's one for 4. Tillman is hurt. Murray gets 2 yards for the touchdown. So that means Butler is going to come in for that. So there's Kendall Hunter for 6 yards. Third and 2, Matt Forte is in the secondary for 11 yards for a first down. There's one to Marquise Wilson for 33 yards. It's fumbled, but it's recovered by Williams. There's Holmes for 18 yards. Kendall Hunter loses 2. Second and 3, Forte gets 3 yards for the touchdown. So it's a good answer back, but we did have a fumble. So there's 3 yards. There's another 8-yard run by DeMarco Murray. There's DeMarco Murray for 4 yards. Second and 6. There's Murray for 17 yards. But it's going to be holding, so it's going to be brought back. There's Street catching for 8. Third and 8. Tony Romo in double coverage. And there's DJ Williams goes down with a foot injury, but it's incomplete. So there's one to Chandron. He drops it. There's one to Curse. He can't get completed. J.J. Wilcox is there. There's one to Alshon Jeffrey for 15 yards. On third down, there's Forte for 3 yards. There's Cutler to Santonio Holmes for a first down for 18 yards. There's Kendall Hunter for 2 yards. There's Matt Forte loses 1. Third and 9 on 24. And that's an incomplete pass, batted down by Sean Lee. So it's going to be 3 points by Robbie Gould. So there's Witten for 14 yards. Offsides though, but it's going to be declined. There's Murray for 3 yards. There's Murray getting 5 yards. Third and 2. Murray's in the secondary for 12 yards. And here's Murray on the counterplay for 9 yards. There's DeMarco Murray again for 7 yards. That's going to be illegal use of the hands and brought back. So there's Williams for 4 yards, third and 7. Bryant catches it for 19 yards on a first down. So Tony Romo gives it to Bryant again for 24 yards and a touchdown. So it's 14-10 Dallas. So there's a bad throw by Cutler. There's Cutler to Forte on the reception for 2 yards. There's Cutler evading for 11 yards for the first down. There's a false start. So there's Kendall Hunter losing 1, second and 16. Cutler scrambles for 7, third and 9. Cutler to Wilson. It's in double coverage. It's batted down by J.J. Wilcox. So there's Murray for 7 yards. And here's Price. He's off to the races on the end around. 27 yards. There's no gain. There's one to DeMarco Murray for 10 yards and a first down. So it's first and goal at the 9. So there's Williams with a catch for 9 yards. So it's 21-10. There's Jeffrey for 8 yards. There's Forte for 6 yards. And there's Kendall Hunter on the right side for 4 yards. There's one to Zach Miller for 6 yards. And there's a bad pass to Santonio Holmes. There's one to Matt Forte, bad throw. Third and 10. Zach Miller gets it for 9 yards. He's short. So it's going to be punted back to Dallas. There's Terrence Williams for 13 yards. And there's a sack by Lamar Houston. Murray gets 3 yards. Third and 12. Terrence Williams only gets the catch for 1 yard. It's going to be punted back to Chicago. So it's 2:16 left. There's a bad throw. Pressure by Henry Melton. Here's a throw to Martellus Bennett for 11 yards. And here's an incomplete pass right there. Second and 10. There's Bennett for 15 yards. Chicago's threatening to score before the half's up. There's Jeffrey for 13 yards for 2:02. And there's a sack on Jay Cutler. And there's a good catch and a run and a fake for Alshon Jeffrey in the touchdown. So Dallas is only ahead by 4. There's Bryant by 18. Call a touchdown. Let's see, there's a deep throw, not complete. Chicago's going to get it starting the next half. So there's a bad pass there. Santonio Holmes can't catch it. There's Forte for 4 yards, third and 6. There's Wilson only for 3 yards, and he's going to be punted to there. But there's a fumble there, and it's recovered by Chicago. And there's Kendall Hunter for 5 yards. And there's Forte for 4 yards. And there's a draw play for 6 yards there. So it's first and goal to 10. And there's Forte into the secondary off a run. 10-yard run there. It's 24-21 Chicago. There's Bryant for 7 yards on the reception. And there's a knockdown pass to Terrence Williams. Here's Bryant making some good moves on a pass for 23 yards. There's Murray for 4 yards. There's Des Bryant. He dropped the pass. DeMarco Murray gets a reception of 9 yards. First and 10. And there's Bryant off the catch for 19 yards. Chicago can't stop him. There's Hannah getting 16 yards. Stopped at the 2. There's a Price losing 1. It's second and 3. Street catches the pass for 3 yards on a touchdown. So it's 28-24 Dallas. So there's Forte. That pass was knocked down. And there's a sack on Cutler. It's third and 13. Cutler can't make anything there happen. So it's up to the defense. There's 1 yard pass there. There's a screen pass to Bryant, but it's blown up after 3 yards. And there's Bryant with -3, so it's going to be kicked back to Chicago. There's Sean John rushes for 6. Can Cutler get him back there? And there's Jeffrey. Nothing but green in front of him for a 61-yard touchdown reception. So it's a Chicago's up by 3. There's Murray for 2 yards. Third and 8. And he's sacked by Lamar Houston. And it's a fumble, but it's not recovered there, so it's going to be punted back. And here's Forte for 15 yards on the rush. Here's Forte going for 3 yards. Chicago's on a roll here. Kendall Hunter gets no gain there, so we're going in the fourth quarter. There's one to Zach Miller. He gets no gain, and that's going to be punted back to Dallas. So there's an interception by Kyle Fuller. Good play. Had some pressure there. And there's Bennett for 22 yards. Here's Forte for 1 yard. Ball's on the 3. Bennett catches and finishes the drive for a 3-yard touchdown. So it's a 10-point game, Chicago. There's Witten dropping the pass. There's Tony Romo to Harris for 13 yards. And there is one to Terrence Williams for 6 yards. There's one for Hannah for 4 yards and a first down. And here's one to Terrence Williams for 4 yards. Here's one where it's caught by Williams for 10 yards. That's an incomplete pass. Here's a handoff to Price for 8 yards. It's 3rd and 2. Incomplete pass. Badly overthrown. So he does get 3 points out of that. So it is a 7-point game. And here's Cutler with Forte. Forte loses 4 yards. So here's a flip to Santonio Holmes for 6 yards. 3rd and 8. Here's a screen to Forte for 6 yards. He's 2 yards short, so it's going to be kicked back to Dallas. There's Murray with an 8-yard run. It's a 7-point game here. Murray with 3 yards. The first down. And here's Price for 3 yards. And here is Bryant losing 2 on the play. So here is Murray breaking a 41-yard run. And there's an incomplete pass due to pressure. And here's a blocked pass by Ferguson. And there is a incomplete pass. And so they went for it, but they couldn't get it there. And it was actually a fumble there, but looked by Kendall Hunter. So Dallas is going to have the ball. And here's Murray can't get it. There's 3rd and 10. Harris can't get anything. And here is a field goal, and it's missed. So here's Kendall Hunter for 6 yards. Chicago's going to try to run down this clock. There's Forte for 3. Let's see if they can get it. And Forte loses 1 yard, so he's going to kick it back to Dallas. They got 2:14 left with 1 timeout. Here's an incomplete pass. And there's a hurried pass there. And there's a sack by Lamar Houston. And so there is another ball intercepted by Kyle Fuller. So that's going to be the game if we can get a first down here. Kendall Hunter gets 6 yards. And actually, we won't even need the first down. We're going to kneel it, and that's going to be the game. So Kyle Fuller has 2 interceptions that game. The rookie just coming up big. So DeMarco Murray with that run. Forte got a run. Here's a field goal. Here's Des Bryant, Terrence Williams, Jeffrey, Forte, Jeffrey Bennett. We had 2 interceptions. Those ones are Kyle Fuller's. So, DeMarco Murray, we somehow survived this. 18 attempts, 152 yards. Price did the same thing with 75 yards of 7 attempts. I mean, that average is horrible on us. Again, Cutler protecting the ball. We have a chance. So 20 completions off 32, 271, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tony Romo, on the other hand, 26 completions, went 26 for 45, 271, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Alshon Jeffrey here, being the workhorse in this game, 2 touchdowns. And then Des Bryant, being the workhorse for Tony Romo, 1 touchdown, but that was 156 yards off 11 catches. So Kyle Fuller here, 2 interceptions. Fumble, Kendall Hunter lost one, or Kendall Hunter and Wilson. I don't know. They recovered 2, we recovered 2. I want to say we recovered each other, so no one recovered their own fumbles. I think we actually recovered one of our fumbles and they recovered one of theirs. Probably that one. That one they recovered. Or it was probably recovered by him. Kicking. So yeah, Dan Bailey. Maybe this is a different game if he makes both of these field goals. Because, I mean, it is a 7-point game. So maybe it would have been close. Where they could have possibly got another field goal. But really, this killed him. Let's see here. Sacks. Lamar Houston with 3. Bostic still got 7 tackles. Bostic's playing good this year. Spencer got 1. Bishop got 1. Pass rush. We got a lot of hurries. We got Lamar Houston, 5 knocks. That's big. 2 interceptions. A lot of pass defense. They only had 4. We had 5, but those 2 interceptions are big. Bushra gave up 1. Jordan Mills gave up 1. Tyron Smith gave up 2. So their best player on their line gave up 2. And Bergeneau gave up 1. So this looks like what we got. Okay, possible bruised heel. We're going to keep him out. Brennan Marshall's hurt. All right, so Minnesota did win. No, Minnesota lost. Okay. So can I... He's doubtful. Can I do one week without Marshall? Who do I put in? Marquise Wilson? I think I do. Where do I put in Curse? Put in Marshall. DJ Williams will play there. Tillman is going to play. I'm going to keep him. Actually, we're just going to take out Ahmad Dixon. That's fine. Then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we have 5 that are activated, plus 2 tight ends. How many more do I need? Maybe I do need to have Bellamy active. So, it's going to be Wilson. Holmes is going to be there. Curse. Bellamy. Did I sit anyone on my defense? Not really. Tillman is playing. Marshall's going to be out 1 week, maybe. That's only a bruised heel. He can play it. All right, scouting report. Jabari Evans is out, so they're wow. We could actually just destroy this right side of this line and the center. Meacham probably is going to, but Kenny Stills and Colson are their big players, so that's going to be your third receiver probably, or four. Brandon Dietrich, he's going to play. Belito is out, so it's going to be their second. Kenny Vaccaro is going to play. Brendan Cooks is probably actually going to be their third. So all of their centers are actually hurt. Go play, good read. So defensively, we're going to have to just control this game. This might be a game we lose. Then again, if Detroit can somehow beat Minnesota, it's not a bad thing. So, they say I'm favored by 1. Obviously, Breeze is better than Cutler. Running backs are the same. The receivers are better than mine because I don't have Marshall. My offensive line's better. My defensive line's better. Linebackers are better. Or their defensive line linebackers. Secondary is about the same. Their special teams is better. So my corners are better. Because I don't have Brandon Marshall out there. They're about the same. I'm better there. I'm better there. Points per game. Here's the issue. Third. Wow. Rushing yards. Passing yards. I don't know if we can win this, guys. We're going to see what happens. So they're going to get the ball first. Here's Breeze giving it to Ingram for 2 yards. Here's Breeze sacked Ego Ferguson for 7. And that one's not complete. So Chicago's get their first snap here. There's Forte for 6 yards. And there's San Antonio Holmes for 3 yards. Third one, Hunter loses 4. It's going to be kicked back to New Orleans. There's Breeze scrambling for 9. There's Colston for 48 yards. Here's Cadet losing 1. Here's Colston. Actually, it's intercepted by Tillman. It's a good interception return, too. 3rd and 8 now. There's Jeffrey for 4 yards, but it's going to be kicked back to New Orleans. We can't capitalize on the interception. And there's Stills for 10 yards, but it's going to be offensive holding. That one's not going to be completed. Lorig's going to catch it for 7 yards. And that one's thrown away. And there's a fumble. No play there, but we recover. There's a sack. There's Forte for 9 yards, getting a sack back. And there's an interception by Jarris Bird. There's Breeze from the scramble for 6 yards. There's Jimmy Graham for 40 yards. But it's actually, I think there's another fumble. There's Jeffrey for 3 yards. And there's Forte for a 30-yard touchdown. So we finally break the stalemate. My God, this is a sloppy play by both offensives. There's Cadet for 30 yards. There's Stills for 6 yards. But it's going to be a penalty. Ingram for 6 yards. There's Cadet for 28 yards. And here's Breeze where the pass isn't completed. And there's Ingram losing 7. 3rd and 17. There's another interception by Jennings. And there's Wilson, 9 yards, defensive holding. And there's incomplete pass, false start. So there's a sack by Junior Gillette. And there's a overthrow. So it's going to be kicked back to Breeze. There's play for 6 yards. There's Ingram for 6 yards. There's Ingram for 3 yards. Will Sutton's down. There's Lamar Houston on a sack. There's Stills for 11 yards. He's short. They will get the field goal. It's going to go back to Cutler. Kendall Hunter loses 2 yards. Cutler scrambles for 7, 3rd and 5. There's an overthrow by Cutler. New Orleans is offside, so that's a first down there. Forte loses 2. There's Cutler getting 12 but fumbles. 4 yards there for Breeze. There's one for Colston for 17 yards. There's Mark Ingram for 3 yards. There's Mark Ingram for 11 yards. He stops at the 5. And there's Ingram for a touchdown. So New Orleans is up by 3 off the Jay Cutler fumble. There's no gain by Kendall Hunter. There's a gain of 1 by Hunter. There's 1 to Marquise Wilson for 6 yards, and he's short. So there's a legal block on the return. There's Ingram losing 4. There's Colston getting 18. That's going to be a first down, though. That pass was dropped by Colston. That one was overthrown. His screen pass was blown up by Christian Jones, loss of 2. So here's Forte for 3 yards. It's now a 2-minute warning. There's Bennett, catches it for no gain. 3rd and 7. Jeffrey catches it for 9 yards and a first down. There's Kendall Hunter for 2 yards. Come on. There's Cutler to Forte for 15 yards. Forte loses it, but Santonio Holmes comes up with the ball. And there's an overthrow by Cutler. There's one to Alshon Jeffrey for 17 yards. And that's going to be 6. That's going to be 3 points. So we're going to get the ball back. So there's Zach Miller, incompletion now. Sean John passes incomplete. There's one to Kendall Hunter for 6 yards. It's going to be kicked to New Orleans. So there's false start. So there's one to Breeze to Cooks for 4 yards. Ryan Mundy's down. So there's a good. There's one to Stills for 12 yards. Thomas loses 1. Stills gets that back, but it's offside. So and there's Ingram for 17 yards. Jimmy Graham passing complete though. One to Colston, but that was defensive holding. Colston for 6 yards on the reception. There's a incomplete pass. There's one to Lorig for a short pass for 8 yards. There's Jimmy Graham for 3 yards. There's Graham dropping the pass. There is a good pass protection by Fuller, so it's only going to be a field goal. There's Sean John for 5 yards. There's Cutler to Forte for 6 yards. There's Kendall Hunter for 9 yards. Come on, let's go. There's Forte for 1 yard. Looks like we're getting some kind of drive going. There's Holmes for 2 yards. There's Forte, loses 6. There's a 10-yard gain, so it's going to be pumped back to New Orleans. There's Ingram, only gets 1 there. There's Ingram, gets 4, 3rd and 5. Graham only gets 2, but that's offside, so it's going to be a first down. There's incomplete pass. There's Ingram for 1, 3rd and 9. Jimmy Graham. Pass is blocked at the line of scrimmage, so there's Forte with 11 yards, finding a hole in the defense. There's Jeffrey for 12 yards there. Taking it from Cutler. There's Hunter for 2 yards. There's Kendall Hunter running for 22 yards. And there's Kendall Hunter again for 7. Taking the handoff. There's Matt Forte going for 6. We're on the 13. There's Forte going for 3. We're on the 10. There's Bennett catching it for a 10-yard touchdown. Chicago's up by 4, 17-13. So Breeze gives it to Cadet only for a 1-yard game. And actually it's going to be a pass to Stills there for 29 yards after the offsides. That one's incomplete. There's another incomplete pass knocked down by the defender. And there's a drop pass by Colston. So it's going to go back to Chicago. There's a screen pass to Forte for 10 yards and a first down. And here's Matt Forte catching the ball again for 7 yards. And here is a handoff to Hunter for 2 yards. And there's Forte breaking a handoff for 26 yards. Uh, and there's Cutler getting 4 yards. 3rd and 11. Holmes drops it. It looks like it's going to be a punt, but we got a player down there on New Orleans. Those two passes don't do anything. And there's Ferguson. That looks like a really bad knee injury. So we just lost our rookie defensive tackle there. And there's Forte for 13 yards. And there's Hunter for 2 yards. There's Forte going for 7 yards. We need this right here. And he stopped for no gain. But it's knocked out, so it was a fumble. So there's a stop there for 3 yards. And there's Ingram for the 8-yard reception. Ingram loses 1 on that. And there's a sack, but it's recovered by New Orleans. And there is a holding. Cooks loses 1. There's a lot of injuries in this game. Breeze evades, only gets back to the line. 3rd and 11. That one stopped the line, knocked down. That one was actually knocked down too. So Chicago's got the ball. It's a loss of 1 by Forte. That stopped for no gain. 3rd and 11. Forte gets 7 yards. It's going to be punted back. And New Orleans has a minute left. So they're still, but he drops the ball. Actually, he fumbles the ball there. And so we are going to squeak by. We got some really bad injuries this game. I don't know how we got through this game. Forte with that 30-yard run. They got a field goal. Ingram had a 5-yard. We got a field goal and tie it. They had a field goal, then we got this. So somehow our defense got through. Interception, fumble. So we had interception, fumble. Okay. So Matt Forte, 17 carries for 104 yards, 1 touchdown. We kept them in check running wise. We forced Drew Brees a pass. 21 for 45, 223, 3 interceptions. Cutler, 18 of 27, 162, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So that touchdown was to Bennett. But we didn't have our other weapon out here. Marquise Wilson, we're all over him today. Jarvis Bird has that 1 interception. Mundy had 1. Jennings and Tillman. Fumbles. Wow. Who forced them? That must have been on special teams. Houston had 1 on Breeze. I saw that. And this one must have been on a receiver. Probably the last one. Keenan Lewis had 1. Ben Watson, Vizcarra. Okay. Lamar Houston, 2.5 sacks. Eagle Ferguson had the other half of that sack. They had 1 for Junior Gillette, 1 some Kasim Adebali, and then Brandon Dietrich. We had a lot of hits on Breeze. So let us see what the damage is. Let's just look. So Marshall's coming back. Kadeem Carey's coming back. Bellamy's being put down. Long's just got an elbow contusion, so he's playing. He's out. Ego Ferguson is out 27 weeks. Son of injured reserve. Sutton is out with a broken foot. So I need to get 2 defensive tackles. Mundy is out with a strained deltoid, so that's just gonna bring in Dixon. That's not a big deal. So Tillman's here. sorry, Luther Sessions, you had to be released. What else can I do? I might have to release Curse. Oh well, that's against this salary. So we need 2 defensive tackles. Look at ends right now. See if we can move anyone in. Ricky Francois isn't going to be anything big. David Bass, no. Hutchins, Keys, Hines. Kiesel might be able to move. Tommy Kelly. Kiesel might be something. Punching hitter, pass rush. Chris Canty. Stephen Bowen. Frank Curse. All right. Colin Cole, no. CJ Mosley, no. McCoy, maybe. Ellis Kendrick, or Kendrick Ellis, my bad. Run defense. D'Anthony Smith, 4 years. Troy McLean, Cliff Matthews is in the inside. Irv Knowles. Mike Patterson. Josh Brent. Austin Marvin. Peter Floyd. Using nose tackle. Chris Baker. Touche. I can use Terrence Corey or Kyree Thornton. So actually, I'm going to bring in Terrence Corey or Terrence Cody. Where is Brent Kiesel? Damn, should I pull Brent Kiesel? Yeah. But I'm not going to give him any guaranteed money. Let me give him this. I'll give you this. I'll give you 2 million then. All right. So Marshall, Holmes, Wilson, Williams. Offensive stuff's good. Defense. So this is going to be Cody. This can be Paella. This can be Kiesel. Safeties. This is going to be Dixon here. And this one's going to be Vereen, I think. Punishing hitter. Yeah. It's basic defense. So goal line is going to be Ratliff, Paella, maybe. Yeah, because I'd want to know pass rush, pass rush. So F Paella here. Oh, it's an extra. This has to be. So why don't I just do this? This might be Paella. This one be Fletcher. And this one be Young. Briggs, Bostic Jones, Fuller. Basic defense, run defense, pass rush, pass technique. Yeah, it's going to be basic package. That's going to be good. Nickel is going to be Paella. Strong safety is going to be Vereen. So this one's going to be Vereen. This one is going to be probably Ratliff. Well, this one would be pass. So actually it would be, can I have Young here? No, I think I need Kiesel. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I think we got our, after that game, we were really taking some hits. So we're gonna look to try to bounce back here, get healthy. We may not be able to get healthy in time if we do make the playoffs. Because I mean we are 8-6, so we would take the first playoff spot. We can't take Green Bay. Green Bay has now won the division. It's possible for these two to switch. New York's won their division. Giants have. It is possible for all of these to switch. So we have to beat Detroit and Minnesota, two teams that have beat us. So join me next time. as these last two games are down to the wire to see if we make the wild card. Later, guys.